While styling the navigation links over here is pretty straightforward, what takes a little more CSS trickery is keeping the navigation current. And what I mean by current is if I click on home, I'd actually like to have this home link look different than the rest of the links up there. Same thing if I click picture, I'd like it to be different, videos, and contact. There's a couple of different ways to do it, and the way I'm going to show you now is pretty simple, and all it requires actually is some CSS. So, well, some additional HTML and some CSS. So, in short, there's three different steps to doing it. First, you need to assign your body element in each page a unique class or ID. The second step after that is you need to assign each link in your navigation menu a unique class or ID. Now, it's got to be different than that HTML. Well, I don't want to say it has to be different, but it's going to be different in my example. And finally, you need to, target them and with the appropriate CSS to get it to look different. So let's first do the HTML. The step one, assign a unique class or ID to each body element. Now, I'm going to go into my HTML document, and this right here, just to verify, is my index.html. So in my index.html, I'm going to look for the body. Once you find the body, put a space, and you could create an ID equals, and then name it something unique that you haven't named it yet. So how about appropriately named home, since it is the home? And that works. Now, you should do this for each one of your different pages. Now here, I clicked body ID home, and I went ahead and did it for the other pages. And you'll see in the other pages, for my contact page, guess what I named it? Contact. For my pictures, I did pictures. And for my videos, I did, you guessed it, videos. So then we could say that step one is done. I'll put that in bold. So step two, assign a unique class / ID to your link A in the unordered list. So to do that, I'm going to use the same naming convention as I did for my ID, except I'm going to make it a class. And what I could do is, if I do at least this part on one of my navigation menus, then I could just copy and paste it to the rest of them after I finished. So let me do just that. Here is my unordered list in my example, and I need to add that class to the A element. Not to the LI, to the A element. So let me go here and I'll do class. And then we'll do, now this is just Dreamweaver telling me that we have the BG image, but I'm just going to name it home. Similar to what I have up here, although it's going to be a class. It's a bit different. Now, just to stop a second, you should follow what I'm doing if you want to get this right. But I think there is some, I haven't messed around with this technique enough to add the class to the LI instead of the A, or just make the body the same class as all these. You could do that, but in general, in a lot of my code, I do add a unique ID to the body altogether, because that kind of gives a global uniqueness, I guess, to the body. So I don't want to say these are hard rules that you got to go with an ID or you got to go with a class and all that stuff, but this is the way I'm going to do it. So if you're going to follow along here, do it the way I'm doing it. So now I'm going to name all these classes something unique too. So I have index for home, but I want this thing to be pictures, this guy, videos to be the video class, and contact to be the content class. Okay, so here we go. This is one page that's fully done. And what it has, just before we move on to this, well, before I copy and paste the rest of this to the other pages, I just want to say that I have a unique ID for the body, and that's going to be home because it's the index page. Then I have individual classes for each one of the pages in the list item, but actually the link has a unique class. So with that done, I'm going to copy all these link items Alright. And then what I'm going to do is go to my different pages and just paste that code in there, just like so. Why did that change? Okay, that's okay. So it is pasting it right. I just want to make sure I'm not messing up my code. And the next part is messing with your CSS. And actually, I'm saving it, so before you move on to your CSS, make sure that all these tops don't have any asterisks, so asterisks or asterisci. Just make sure they're all saved, I guess, because if they have that extra asterisk over there, then they are not saved. So with step 2 down, let's go to step 3. And we need to add the appropriate attributes to your code. Actually, this should have been better. We need to actually target these things specifically. So there's, I mean, it's not difficult at all, but you just got to pay attention to what you're doing over here. So first, let's start with the body tag. We have body, and now we want the ID, a specific ID of the body. So we'd have to do pound and home. Notice how there's no space here. We have body, pound, and the ID that I named it. Okay? Now I need to add a space because we're going to further target this thing. And then we're going to target a link that has the class home. That's actually why I named my classes and IDs the same thing. And that's actually the tag. This is actually how you need to target that specific element on that specific page. And then you could add something like this same stuff over here, which actually we may be able to just take all our stuff later and pop it in there, group it together, since it's going to have the same CSS. So let's just see if this works. The only example I should have is home. So if I click pictures, there's pictures. Now if I click home, look at that. So my home actually works. You see, because I'm on home and it's like that. What I want to do is get rid of that text decoration. I'm not too thrilled with that. So there we go. But see if and now when I click it, there we go. All right. Okay, so since I know that works, all I have to do now is group together the rest of them. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to add a comma, and then instead of home, my next one was pictures. Before I get too ahead of myself, let me refresh, make sure it works. Here's home, here's pictures. Cool. Look at that. Now that doesn't work, of course, but so the rest is pretty straightforward because now all I need to do is add that. All I need to do is add contact and videos, and my whole thing should be functioning. So before I end this video and say it all works, I need to test it, right? And I need to test it in different browsers. So let me start with Firefox. Here we go. Home, pictures, videos, and contact. Cool. Did Firefox? Why don't I give this guy a try in give it a try in Chrome, since I have Chrome open. And now let's see. We got home, pictures, video, and contact. And to be honest, I don't even know why it wouldn't work, because we're not doing anything too advanced over here. But of course we need to check. So let's keep our fingers crossed that Internet Explorer is going to play ball. There we go. There we go. There we go. And there we go. So that's how you keep your navigation current.